Hello, all those who are wondering. This is another Acer laptop review. It's actually Acer Aspire 5742Z. But actually, what I wanted to go over was how Virtual Machine and VirtualBox, I believe, both of those do not work on this computer at all. And I don't want you guys to make the same mistake believing that it will. It will not. I learned from experience. 2 days ago, I tried to install Mac OS X Line onto my computer. Which on YouTube, a lot of people said that you could use VirtualBox or Virtual Machine to run that. When I run it, it never worked. It kept saying um I'm not exactly sure what it said, but it just didn't work. Something was missing in the computer. It kept mentioning. And then another guy in one of the videos actually had mentioned or showed us how to tell if we can run it or not. And when I went down the list, Acer Aspire 1 or Acer Aspire 5742Z, just Acer Aspires all together, just the Acer thing, just the whole category. Acers are not allowed to use VirtualBox. So in other words, he said that we could burn an ISO a disk and like I guess install it ourselves, which would erase or it would do two things. If you use EZBCD, it would remove no actually it would do a boot. So basically you would have two operating systems running on the same hard drive or different parts of hard drive, partitions or external drive, something like that. So that would work. So basically I did that exact thing. So first I installed the Mac system, Mac OS, and the whole installation worked. My computer was a Mac for about for a good while, but to make like I think to update the system, which you're supposed to do in his video, to update your system, it says to reboot like after the update is done. So after updating the system, because if you don't update the system's gonna run really laggy because you need to update it. So it's really laggy, so it's gonna be like really bad unless you just want to have it for show for a couple minutes. So when you try to reboot into your dual boot systems, it's gonna say boot error, boot error, which is basically gonna leave you there thinking, hey, why did I do this from the start? And by that time you're gonna realize that the only way to get your system back online is to erase your hard drive. So that's why they always say back up anything important, any important documents on your hard drive, because you never know what might happen. So I called Acer, the company themselves that I got with my warranty. So I called them and they said okay, we can help you. So basically they told me to use Alt and F10 and double like tap those crazy like all the way from boot up all the way to like the end of boot up, like when I'm logging into my screen. So first thing, when I did that, I feel like a dummy, and I'm telling the guy or the woman that I was doing it, and they're saying, yeah, keep doing that, as if they're playing me. So I just kept doing it and doing it. I told them, and then they're saying, oh well, we can't help you, but if you really want to help you, you can mail in your computer to where their company is, which is in California, and that's my money, mailing that product, and then in 7 to 8 weeks they would send it back to me. 7 8 weeks is a long time. That's like 3 months, 2 months and a half. That's a long time without a laptop. The other option was I paid $20 to get a CD from them, which would take 7 to 8 days, 7 to 8 days. Oh yeah, and plus with the 7 8 months, I'd have to get a time period when the technician is gonna fix my computer. So that's adding on to his fixing time or whenever he gets the laptop in his possession and where every time he fixes it. So that's just forget that. That's not even an option there. So me being the genius that I am, I just like knocked him off because they were dumb about it. He kept saying, since I helped you with your issue, even though he didn't help me at all with my issue, please tell me any other questions you have. And I begged him and I asked him, hey, I don't have any money to give it to you, and I don't like the time period you're throwing at me. So can you help me out as much as you can? I'm sorry, sir. Coming from him. If I've helped you with any of your issues today, can you please just fill out the survey? God knows if I filled out that survey, it would have not been the survey that he wanted to or he expected to see. That survey would have been all F's, straight down the line, all day long. And how to just F everything. It's not gonna be a 5, it's gonna be a 1 or maybe a 0 if the option's available, or all the above. But definitely, even if it was all the above, I'm gonna put, hey, it was negative after that, so negative all the above. So anyway, so earlier my other discoveries, I found out about Ubuntu, which is like it's like a tabs operating system. You can run it on your computer, which I did, which had to clean my whole hard drive, which was like a major tear to my eye. So I cleaned my whole hard drive, and after cleaning the hard drive, I installed Ubuntu onto my hard drive, which is 500 gigabytes. So Ubuntu only uses 4 gigabytes and like some change, so it's not even 5 gigs. So that's 495 gigs of space, or 496 gigs of space to myself, which is a lot. I mean, that's a huge amount. And it being a tablet's OS running on a laptop gives me a huge advantage, being that the boot up speed is quicker, the computer is just fast altogether. I'm using less battery life, so my battery life lasts longer than normally. Like of a regular charge, my battery life was a regular my regular charge on my Windows 7 OS. My battery lasted 4 hours, maybe 3 hours sometimes. That's a full battery and a full charge. No using the computer, I'll like, shut it down and let it charge. And now on Ubuntu, or how to pronounce it, Ubuntu 11.04. I had usually 6 hours to 5 hours. Sometimes I had four because I used to like kind of cheat my way playing music and so forth. But it was good. And nothing about Ubuntu, which I actually had used GNOME 3 on it, which is a big upgrade to it. Because I mean, when you first get it, it looks kind of old. With the GNOME 3, it looks pretty new. So when doing that, I realized that I could edit a lot of things. So like say like when you first get your Acer, you play music, it only has one speaker and it's on your left side. So you start to hear the sound coming from your left side after a while. But I mean, with me having it for so long, I don't notice anymore. I try to ignore it. So with Ubuntu, you could edit your music levels like highly. So my computer was playing the same music that I'd play on my Windows 7 out of the same speaker, but almost 6 times the sound. I'm loudness. So I mean, like I could hear it downstairs, outside. Yeah, I'm not just that was an exaggeration, but it can go that loud depending on what kind of song you're playing. It is really amazingly loud, which you can't do using the Windows 7 operating system. So past all that, using Ubuntu was good, but I started to realize that my internet was ticking out. Like my Wi-Fi was still it was there, like it was always 5 bars, but my internet would take a long time to load, or it would just say cannot find server or something like that. So I kind of just like threw that out the garbage, or threw that into the garbage. So then I called Microsoft and I told them my problem, and I didn't go too far into detail because I didn't want them to like think, hey, you're messing around with your computer like that. I don't want to get in trouble. So I just asked them like a couple of questions. So I asked them a couple of questions about ISOs and all that, and OSCDs and all that, and recovery system, and they basically answered all the questions I needed. So what I did was I went online and Google actually. I just typed in Windows 7 Home Premium 64-bit recovery CD or ISO, and it came up at Pirate Bay. So I went onto my other computer and I just downloaded this ISO file and I burned it onto my a CD blank CD DVD-R. And then I came over here to my laptop and I put it in and I just burned a Windows 7 ISO file, and I used the same product code or product key which was under my laptop in that exact false version of Windows 7. It wasn't the same Acer copy, it was just a random copy. But Service Pack 1, after you do a couple updates, when you run it and everything, and you've been genuine and all that stuff, all that crap, you start to run a full operating system. So that day, I basically went through 3 operating systems, and if you want to call GNOME, I've been through four, so 4 different operating systems. Um, and that's something I'll never do again. I mean, as soon as I got on this, I was freaking out because a whole bunch of things weren't working. My Wi-Fi wasn't working. My computer desktop was looking like crap because my graphic driver wasn't installed. Intel HD graphics wasn't installed. Um, my hard drive wasn't even located. The only thing that was available to me was 3 gigs of space because it didn't recognize my hard drive. So basically, once I got my Wi-Fi working, which was from the driver of Acer.com, I had to basically download like 6 other drivers and then go to different websites apart from Acer and get their drivers for this computer. That includes the webcam, the mic, the hard drive, the DVD, the what is it called? The Intel HD graphics. I do a whole lot of things. And now my computer's running fast. It's faster than before actually because Acer installs a lot of crappy people will never use applications, and I didn't need all those. But now since I have the applications I need now, it's working out just fine actually. And I just want to let you know, Acer Aspire 5742Z was not meant for other systems. So please keep it Windows and do not experiment, because you're gonna go through exactly what I went through. And if you don't know exactly what I did, even though I just explained it pretty clearly, well, not exactly clearly, but pretty in a wide span of information, um, do not do this. Do not run any other operating systems on this laptop. Well, actually, I take that back. I take that back. Ubuntu does work. You might not have the Wi-Fi issue that I had, but or internet issue that I had, but it does work. Works well. But I couldn't use that because I watch movies and I play games. You're not playing, and you're playing a certain amount of games that are able to run with Ubuntu, which is actually Linux. You're running only certain games. So like you're running solitary. You're running internet checkers. Probably not even that. That's probably my little too advanced. You're running Linux version of Most Wanted for the Need for Speed Most Wanted. You're running only those Linux games, and they're not even like they're fun depending on what you're looking for. So don't expect no Call of Duty. Do not expect any type of Battlefield. It's not happening. It's not happening at all. I mean, it was alright. I would put it. Ubuntu was meant for like somebody who wanted to use their netbook with maximum life and maximum space or something like that. Play music 24/7 because you can download. I mean, it works fine if you're just for music and like doing the simple stuff. But it was meant for it would be perfect if I had an older computer right now, like a 2000 Windows 2 XP on the 2000 or something like that, or 98 2000, or Windows 98 2000, Windows 98. I would slap a boot on that like in a heartbeat, because do you know how much space I would have? It would be amazing, and I could still use the old computer. I would never throw it away. That's what Ubuntu was made for. Anything past that, sorry, you're out of luck. Yeah, well, this is much for this video, though. That's all I wanted to say, just to stop all people who are gonna ruin their laptop before it happens. Oh, and by the way, Acer's warranty is crap. I mean, it is rubbish all the way. You're gonna notice if you get Acer, you have to pay for everything. I mean, there's no warranty that you have to pay for. There's nothing. How are you gonna like your laptop's gonna like have a meltdown by itself when you're not even on it, and when you get back to it and call them, they're gonna say, hey, you have to chip it into us with your own money, and then wait a good couple weeks before we can send it back, or a month or so. That's not a warranty. That's just like, hey, we're cheating you using fake words or big words. You don't understand. They're playing us, making us seem like we're dumb. We're not dumb. Well, YouTube is your friend. Google is your friend. Pirate Bay is your friend. uTorrent is your friend. Oh, and I'm your friend. So subscribe, comment below, and deuces.